Have you ever felt like your life could use, I don't know, a little more magic? Well, we're about to dive into the core ideas from the book Manifest a Life of Miracles. It promises a 4-step path to enter what the authors call the miracle zone. Now, that's a pretty bold claim, right? So let's break down what that actually means and how it's supposed to work. The whole idea really starts with this simple question. Seriously, what if your life could be genuinely filled with what you would call miracles? Not just by some random luck, but by your own design. It's a really powerful thought, and honestly, it's the foundation for everything we're about to unpack. Now, what makes this whole thing so compelling is where the authors came from. This isn't some theory born from an easy life, not at all. Marci Shimoff, Dr. Morter, and Lisa Nichols. They all face some really intense struggles: anxiety, depression, total financial collapse, and just complete burnout. They had to fight their way out of that darkness, and this framework is pretty much the map they created from that journey. So, what exactly is this miracle zone? You should think of it as a state of being. It's not just about one good thing happening here and there. Nope. It's about creating a life that feels like it's flowing with you. A life of real abundance, deep fulfillment, profound love, and, those amazing little synchronicities that make you feel like the universe is totally on your side. To really get the problem they're trying to solve, you've got to hear this story. Marci Shimoff, who was already a massive best-selling author, found herself at the peak of her success. Picture this. She's in a penthouse suite overlooking Chicago after signing thousands of books, and she just collapses in tears. She had literally achieved everything she thought would make her happy, and yet she felt completely empty. It's such a powerful reminder that all that external success isn't always the answer, Okay, so if the answer isn't out there, then where do we even start? Well, the framework's first step is actually surprisingly tangible. It's not about adding something new. It's the exact opposite. It's about creating space. The whole idea here is that we often cling to things out of fear. A job we don't even like, a relationship that's past its expiration date, or even just a closet packed with old junk. By holding on so tight, we literally leave no room for anything new to come in. So the act of letting go, that becomes an invitation. It's you telling the universe, okay, I'm ready for something better now. And the most direct place to begin is with your physical environment. Clearing out physical clutter is such a powerful first move because it's a tangible way to shift the energy around you. When you get rid of old, stagnant items, you're literally making way for new energy and new opportunities to flow right in. The book offers this really specific ritual for this, and it's based on feng shui. For 9 days straight, you let go of 27 items per day. But the key isn't just the number, it's the intention behind it. With each item, you ask yourself, does this represent the me I want to be in the future? And here's the kicker. If you miss a single day, you have to start all over again. The whole point is that you're building energetic momentum, and consistency is everything. So once you've started clearing out your external world, the focus naturally shifts inward. And that brings us to step 2, which is all about owning your worthiness. This step completely reframes the whole idea of manifestation. It suggests that you don't have to chase after miracles. It's actually the other way around. The things you desire are already trying to find you. The only barrier, the only thing stopping them, is your own deep-down belief about whether you deserve them. You have to become an energetic match for what you want to receive. To get there, the book makes this really crucial distinction between self-esteem and self-love. Self-esteem is conditional, right? It's based on what you do. I love myself because I'm successful or because I got praised. But the self-love you need for the miracle zone, that's unconditional. It's just accepting yourself, flaws and all, without needing any reason. It's something you are, not something you have to earn. To put it simply, the goal is to just drop the because. You're no longer trying to justify your own worth. The whole journey is about moving from needing that external validation to finding that quiet, solid, internal acceptance. And to help you build that unconditional self-love, the book offers this really practical technique for processing old emotional wounds. So when you feel that pain, first, locate it physically in your body. Where is it? Then, just place your hand on that spot, breathe into it, and send it love. Don't fight it, allow it to be there, and then gently ask what message it holds for you. This approach can seriously transform pain from an obstacle into a doorway for your own healing. Okay, so you've created space in your life and you've started working on your sense of worthiness. Now comes step 3, which is all about taking that internal shift and turning it into real-world momentum. It's time to trust your action. This story from author Lisa Nichols is just, wow, it's so powerful. She describes her absolute rock bottom moment as a single mom on public assistance with so little money she couldn't even afford diapers for her son. And in that moment of total desperation, she held him and made a promise. Your life will not always be like this. She had no plan, no clue about the how, but she was crystal clear on her vision, on the what. And that clarity was the only spark she needed to get started. This experience is what she calls building your get-up muscle, and we all have one. It's that ability to move forward even when you don't have all the answers. See, most of us wait for the perfect plan before we take action, but the book argues that's completely backward. Clarity doesn't come before you act. Clarity comes from acting. It's all about having the courage to leap and trusting you'll figure out the wings on the way down. So how do you train this get-up muscle? Well, you start small by taking one tiny step every single day. You consciously choose to live from a place of possibility. You remind yourself of every single challenge you've already overcome in your life. And most importantly, you stop waiting for clarity. You just get into motion first and trust that the path will reveal itself as you go. And now for the final piece of the puzzle. You can do all the internal work, you can take all the right actions, but the environment you're in, that matters a lot. Step 4 is about recognizing that and finding your people. This brings us to a really tough question, one you've got to be honest about. Who are you surrounded by? Because the energy of the people in your life has a massive impact on your ability to create change. Are they lifting you up? Are they cheering you on? Or are they creating a field of resistance around your dreams? The principle here is that our thoughts generate a real, palpable energy. The book argues that research shows this energy can actually affect those around us. So the collective thoughts of your circle, whether they're positive and expansive or negative and limiting, can either act as a tailwind, pushing you forward, or as a drag, actively working against you. So when we put these 4 steps together, clearing space, owning your worth, taking action, and finding your people, what's the single biggest takeaway? Well, it all comes down to creating the right conditions. And here it is. This is the most important insight from the entire framework. You don't force miracles to happen. That's just not how this works. Instead, you focus on creating the conditions, both inside yourself and in your environment, that allow miracles to flow to you. You clear the space, you own your worth, you take inspired action, and you surround yourself with support. You don't make the miracle. You just become a conduit for it. And that leaves us with one final powerful question to think about. Looking back at these 4 areas, what is the single smallest condition in your life that you could begin to shift right now, today? Because according to this book, the biggest miracles don't always start with a giant leap. They start with that first quiet decision to create just a little more space for magic.